In unit number 1, Introduction to Database, we are going to cover the parts, that is purpose of database systems, view of data, data model, database architecture, roles in database environment, the entity relationship model, entity relationship diagram, reduction to relation schemas, introduction to relational model, and one query language that we are going to study is the relational query language, relational algebra. So these topics we are going to study in this unit number 1. So first start with the introduction part. So what is database? So database is nothing but the collection of related data or interrelated data. So this word interrelated data, this word is very important. Now why this word is important here? Only collection of data, it is not sufficient. For example, see, can we store the bank information and university information together as a single database? No, it is not meaningful that storing the bank information and the university information in a single database. Means what? When we are creating the database, we need to see the data which is stored in the database, it is related to each other, or we call it as the interrelated data. So a database to be a collection of interrelated data. And what is then management? DBMS. What is the long form of it? Database Management System, that we call in short DBMS. So what is DBMS? Is a collection of interrelated data. Is it sufficient that we store the data together? We create a database, different tables we created, we inserted the values. Is it sufficient? No. Once the data is stored, we need to retrieve that data. We need to update that data. For example, if we consider the university, then new courses are added, we need to add that courses into the database. If some new students are added everywhere, new students are added into the university, so we need to add that student into the university database. So that is, for that, adding the new data or whatever the retrieve, if you want some information about some student, then we need to retrieve the information from the database. So in that case, we need a set of programs. What we need? A set of programs to access that data. So retrieving, updating, deleting, inserting, we need two set of programs to access that data, and this together is known as database management system. So again I am repeating, database management system DBMS is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs to access the data. Now see, along with there are some other definitions that we will see. The why this database is used, what is its primary goal? So the primary goal of DBMS is to provide a way to store and retrieve database information that is both convenient and efficient. Storing that information is not only sufficient, we need to store it in convenience. So it is should be convenient and efficient when we retrieve the data from the database. So this is the primary goal of DBMS, to provide a way to store and retrieve database information in both convenient and efficient way. Now a database application. So what is mean by database application? A database application is simply a program. Okay, it is a program, a code that interacts with the database at some point in its execution. What this program does? It interacts with the database at some point in its execution. So one simple example I am going to tell you here. Suppose many times you visit the shopping malls, correct? And after completing your shopping, what you do? You go for the billing section. And in billing section or at billing section, some assistants are there. So these people are not so much educated that they know the programming and all this. Then how they perform this? How they interact with the database? So for that, simple programs are written that interacts with the database. So when you reach at the billing counter, billing section, the assistants who were there, the boy or that girl, what he or she do? He only takes amount or retrieve the amount using the barcode, whatever the product you have purchased. So that person retrieve that amount from the barcode and accordingly your bill is created. Suppose you have purchased 10 products, then for each and every product the barcode is there, and using that barcode that person retrieve the amount. So for that, reading that barcode, what actually there is a program which interacts with the database, and in the database the product information is stored in some table. For example, this is the table related to the products, and the information is stored, suppose ID of that product, name of that product, and value, or you can say amount of that product, cost of that product, whatever. So whenever you purchase that particular product, the barcode reader read the information. There is a program that read the information from the database, the ID, name and value of that product, and that is added in your bill. That we call as a database application. So database application simply a program. Now see, then what is database system? So database system is a collection of all these programs. Now see, you are in shopping mall, the data or that assistants retrieve the value from the barcode. Is that program is only sufficient? No, that single program is not sufficient. Along with that, some other programs are also required. The first, that person performs the billing. So that is a program there for billing purpose. Once that product is purchased by a customer, for example, if you purchase some wheat, okay, 10 kg wheat, from that quantity is important, 10 kg wheat you have purchased. So what need to do there? They need another program that update the quantity. Once you purchase that, for example, if you purchase the product soap with some quantity, 10 quantity soaps you have purchased. So it is necessary that at the backend where the database is stored, which soap the quantity need to be reduced. 10 quantity need to be deducted from that whatever the product table is there in the database. Means another program is required there. For which purpose? For updating that product information. In the same way, so many application programs are required there to perform all these things together. And the collection of all these application programs, suppose new products are entered into the mall. Now, suppose 100 soaps are entered into the mall, or the new soaps are there, then need to increase the quantity. So 100 need to add into the previous quantity. Again, we need to insert that value, update that value, quantity. So in that case, that application program is required. And collection of all these application programs that interact with the database along with the DBMS, it is known as database management system, or we call it as a database system. These are the simple definitions of, okay, these are the simple definitions here we are going to consider in the database. So first, again I am repeating, a database is a collection of interrelated data. The database management system, DBMS, is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs to access the data. Not only storing the data is important, we need to retrieve it, that using a set of programs. So what is the primary goal of DBMS? To provide a way to store and retrieve the database information that is both convenient and efficient. A database application is simply a program that interacts with the database at some points. This application program is there that interacts with the database and retrieve the information. And group of all these applications programs together, collection of all these application programs together is known as database system. Okay. So next we are going to the next part, that is DBMS, database management system in detail. So DBMS contains information about particular enterprise. As I told that it is a interrelated data. Means normally for enterprises the database management systems are used to store the information of enterprises. So here for example we consider the bank enterprise. So information related to the customer, information related to the account, loan department, then employees of that bank, etc. So the DBMS contains information about a particular enterprise as collection of interrelated data. If we consider our college database, suppose we want to generate the college database, what information is required there to store in the college database? It required to store the student related information. We need to store faculty related information, the programs, courses, credits, examination, so many trainings, etc. So all these related data we stored as a university or the college enterprise. What we call it as a college enterprise. So collection of interrelated data. Again the same set of programs to access the data and environment that both convenient and efficient to use. One example already I told in the previous, Moodle. Normally we use Moodle system. So in that system there is a collection of data. The student information is there, your roll calls, your email IDs, then the student names, address, phone numbers, etc. Along with that faculty information, what are the different courses are there, and there are programs that using that programs we can access the data from the Moodle. Now database applications. Daylight. Now we discuss some of the applications here. The first, banking transaction. So when we consider the banking transaction, here which kind of information is stored there? The customer related information, account related information, loan related information, investment related information, then the employer of that bank information, the branches of that bank information. All these are stored in the banking enterprise database. Airlines. So airlines, if we consider the airline application here, it's a huge database. Suppose we consider Indigo airline in for database of an Indigo airline. Then in that case, it requires the store the information such as how many planes are there, what is the name of each and every plane, what is the capacity of each and every plane, who are the staff members working with that plane, what is the quantity of the staff members working with that plane, what is the schedule, then another information such as schedules, different schedules are there, so from where to where that plane goes, and timing, in time, out time, online bookings are there now. So that online bookings, who is booked that, who is the name, what is the name of the customer, what is its address, Aadhaar number, phone number, etc. All these information is stored when we consider that airline. Okay, the employees of that airline, the employee related information, then which different airports where that airline provide the services, the different airport information, all these things are considered in airline database system. Then university, as I already told that, if when we consider the university, for example, our Shivaji University database. So in that case, see, it is a huge database. Not a single machine is sufficient for storing the such kind of databases. Big servers are required. So university data, when we consider university database, they here students, faculties, courses, then examination related information, all degree related information, all these are stored related in the university database. Then sales, customer product purchase. So simple, suppose we consider a simple shop is there for which the database we have to create a simple database application for a shop. So the customer information normally in a days every shop owner, even if it is a very small shop, they are using some software. So that programming is there, software is there, front end is there, but at the back end there is a database. So the every time when you enter that shop and purchase some product, then that person asks you, have you a phone number? Then we give him a phone number. If you have already purchased, then it retrieve the information from with the help of phone number. Then the customer information is stored there, product information, which products are there in the shop, what is the value of each product, what discount is, if there is any discount, what discount is provided, then what is the quantity available in the shop for that particular product, and if discount is changed, then the programs are there to change the discount. Purchase information, how much for that particular day, what purchase is done in that particular shop, the name of the customers who purchased, how total billing, whatever done by a particular customer, then the entire day billing, whatever. So in this way, simple application is the sales of a small shop also. Online retailers, again it is a big and huge database. Online retailers, the simple example is the Amazon, Flipkart. So these Tata Click, Shopper Stop, all are now online. So in that case, the online retailers, it's a big and huge database. They need to store they need to store the product information. Again the same, all related to the product, order tracking, customer information, their reviews for each product. What is the review? The customer information, their login, their password, their phone numbers, order tracking, where it is ordered, then who is the seller, different sellers are also there which are related to the retailers, online retailers, then the order is given to that particular seller and that order tracking is need to be done. So all these things are considered in online retailers, and the examples are e-shopping website. All e-shopping websites use the database only. At the back end there is only the database. Manufacturing, simple companies, or you can see the big companies. Manufacturing, if we consider Tata Motors, so that manufacturing company, or production information, inventory information, orders, supply chain, all these things need to be stored in the database. Now the next simple database application, that is human resources, means for example in our college we consider that the establishment department. So establishment department need to keep the information about their employee records, salaries, their leaves, tax deduction, their experience, everything. The human resource, any establishment department. One example is our college, but everywhere the establishment department is there, which store the human resources database related to their employee, every information. The account department has also their own database. If we consider our library, then library has its own database. So how many books are there, total number of books are there for every book, what is the quantity book available, who is the author of that book, then the edition of that book, how many books are issued, how many books are available in the library. So that information is stored in the database when we consider the library. So databases can be very large. From small database, if we consider a simple shop, the database is very small. But when we consider Amazon like online retailers, if we consider airline reservation database, if we consider railway reservation database, it's a very huge database. Our Aadhaar information is stored at the government. We consider IT, income tax return website. They have a huge database. So databases can be very large. Databases touching all aspects of our life. I already told that. Everywhere nowadays database is used. Everywhere in database is used. So it touches all aspects of our lives. That is the some applications of database.